Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the FLO Quiz League. We'll get underway in just a moment. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all doing well. For those that are new here, the game is simple. We will run a quiz format, a question and answer. The first correct answer in the chat will receive a point. The first to 9 will win. This is round 2 of the FLO Quiz League. Good luck to you all. Ladies and gentlemen, the current standings are as follows. The current league leader is Adore, followed by Charles, Arif, Evan Almighty, Beza, and Meadow took the points in yesterday's quiz. It's all up for grabs. Put your name in the chat if you wish to participate. The first correct answer will receive the points. Your first question. Who won the FIFA World Cup in 2022? Who won the FIFA World Cup in 2022? Next question. Name a gas exhaled by humans. Name a gas exhaled by humans. Next question. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're new here, we run a quiz format. The rules are simple. First correct answer in the chat will take the points. First to 9 will win. Annie M is correct. First on the board, Annie. Congratulations. Annie M on 1 point. Helium, a good guess. Unfortunately, the answer we were looking for is CO2. If you wish to dispute a call, you may do so by stating it in the chat, and it will be put to a vote. Your next question, ladies and gentlemen. What is a fedora? What is a fedora? The correct answer is a hat. DEG is on the board. First to 9 will win. DEG, EG3NN. Congratulations. Hello, Bethany. How are you doing? Welcome back. Welcome back. The league table as it stands is competitive. This is round 2 of the FLO Quiz League. Good luck, ladies and gentlemen. Dejen. Congratulations, you're on the board. Your next question. Hoping to redeem myself. This is the place for redemption. This is absolutely the place for redemption. Let's see if you can get on the board with this one. A valiant effort. A valiant effort last time, Bethany. Pipped at the post, as they say. What is a baby lion called? What is a baby lion called? Dejen. Correct answers. Please remember, ladies and gentlemen, accuracy of spelling is of the utmost importance. Annie M on 1, Dejen on 2. Your next question, ladies and gentlemen. Which bear species primarily eats bamboo? Which bear species primarily eats bamboo? I have Bethany Hills with panda as the first correct answer in the chat. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. Let's keep it moving. There'll be more people as the quiz goes on. So it's a good idea to get ahead on the points. First finish will get 6, followed by 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 for 6th place. What is the capital of Scotland? What is the capital of Scotland? Dejen. Just checking the spelling. Correct. He is quick. He is very quick. I'll give him that. You're not far behind. In the last one, you just beat him. Hey, Sammy. How you doing? Welcome in. We've only got a few players. Now's your chance. Now's your chance to get on the board. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. Finish this phrase. Absolutely. Good luck, everyone. Be fast, be accurate, be timely. Please finish this phrase. The early bird catches the... We have worm. Correct. Worm is the correct answer. There's no pressure. Be fast, be accurate. You'll be well on the way. Do we have anyone who would like to undertake the responsibility of third official? The main responsibility is verifying who got the first correct answer. Do we have anyone who would like to take that role? Speak now or forever hold your peace. No problem, no problem. We've had a few great third officials. I'm just here to answer. And answering you are, the gent. Answering you are. Who will put up a good rivalry? The Gen on 3, Annie M on 1, Bethany on 1. Sammy, welcome in. Your next question, ladies and gentlemen. What would you call the creative reuse of waste for higher quality? Bethany Hills. The correct answer is upcycle for higher quality. That is the key component in the question. Bethany takes it to 2 points. The first correct answer. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. If you've just joined and you're new here, you know the score. First correct answer takes the points. Your next question. Be fast, be accurate. In football, what does a clean sheet mean? In football, what does a clean sheet mean? No goals conceded. We can accept that answer. The Gen moves to 4 points. Congratulations. Crunchy Biscuits, welcome back. Red Kerning, how's things? Hope you're all doing well. Your next question. Please give me the year the Titanic sank. Give me the year the Titanic sank. Bethany Hills moves to 3. Congratulations. 1912 is the correct answer. Your next question, ladies and gentlemen. 1997. I think that's the year of the film, maybe. I think that's the year of the film. Science question coming up. List the 3 states of matter. List the 3 states of matter. Answers closing in 5, 4, 3, 2. We have a correct answer. Red Kerning, congratulations, you're on the board. Solid, liquid, and gas are the 3 states of matter. Red Kerning, congratulations. We have no one on the board from yesterday's game, meaning the league is wide open. We're in round 2. The season will go on for between 8 and 16 games. At the end of the league, we'll tally up your scores, leaderboards, first strikes, fair play, best climbers, put some stats together, that kind of thing. Anyone who's new here, welcome in, answer anytime. If you're first, you get on the board. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you all had a good day. Your next question. Who is the record goal scorer for England? Who is the record goal scorer for England? Rooney is second. Rooney is second with 53 goals. Harry Kane sits at the top with 78. Unbelievable strike ratio, goal to game ratio. Someone said Tiger Woods or goal scorer. Bethley Hills, I have. Bethley Hill takes it to 4 points. Congratulations. Your next question, ladies and gentlemen. Be quick, be accurate. Some good plays in the chat tonight. Finish this phrase. Two heads are better than. Two heads are better than one. Bethley takes the lead with 5 points. Congratulations. New user answered first. We'll put it to a poll. Vote for new user. I have Bethany. Should you have a dispute, you are more than welcome to raise it. It will be put to the audience for a conclusive vote. Please cast your votes. Did new user or Bethany get the answer first? Renisha, how you doing? It is an overwhelming response so far for Bethany. A complete landslide. We're now at 57 and 43. Any final votes for the correct answer, ladies and gentlemen? Closing. 3, 2, 1. Bethany, on fire today. You talked about redemption earlier. Are you currently on the road to glory? Your next question, ladies and gentlemen. Please be quick, be accurate. What is 7 times 9? What is 7 times 9? I have Mike in my chat. Is Mike getting his first points on the board? The correct answer is 63. Unlucky new user with 67. 7 times 9 is 63. Bethany was first. We need a check. Not a problem. For occurrences of this nature, we will go to the people, for the people, by the people. We have Beth or the Jen. Neither. We have the Jen with 67%. Are there any final votes? 2 votes separate the Jen and Bethany. Crucial points in the league. Can't throw these points away. 6 for the win. 5, 4, 3, 2. Votes are now closed. To Jen, congratulations. A good call. You, of course, ladies and gentlemen, have the right to dispute a decision. The vote will be put to the people, by the people, for the people. Should the vote be inconclusive, i.e. a 50-50, we will vote again. A recount will be necessary. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. Your next question. What does SEO stand for? What does SEO stand for? VAR came in clutch when you needed it most. They thought it was all over. Search engine optimization is correct. SEO, search engine optimization, in layman terms, the ability to rank your website among search engines. Search engine optimization. Bethany, congratulations. You moved to 6 points. The Jen just behind. It's a close fought game. It looks like a 2-horse race. Beth is quick. Beth is on the road to redemption. The summit is a single step away. Take it without trembling. You play for guts and glory. Pride, bragging rights. Good luck, ladies and gentlemen. Accuracy is key. The league table, as it stands, will be thrown. We have new players who could enter the league. So far, Adore, Charles, Arif, Evan, Beza, and Meadow hold the top 6 positions. Enter from round 1. Round 2, we have the Jen and Bethany, who look like they're going to war for first place. Red Kerning and Annie in joint second. We still have points available for 3rd place, 4th, 5th, and 6th. It's all to play for, ladies and gentlemen. Your next question, be first on the board. With the correct answer, and you take the points. What is a word that has the same and opposite meaning? How would you describe a word that has the same and opposite meaning? Anagram is a good guess, but it's incorrect. Oxymoron, another good guess, but that is also incorrect. Synonym and antonym. Good guesses. The closest guess. The round will be over in 3, 2, 1. Unfortunately, there were no correct answers. There was a second too late, I'm afraid, Jen, with the correct answer, a contronym. A word which has two meanings that contradict each other. For example, the word sanction. Sanction, you could be penalizing someone. Sanction, you could be granting something. Some good guesses. Some very good guesses. Mike has a dispute. Does Mike have a dispute? I'll put it to a vote. You're along the right lines. They contradict each other. I know where you're coming from. We'll put it to a vote, sir. Will there be a point for Mike? The Jen was too late. You did get the correct. You're very close. You're right. You just haven't got the exact word. The votes will close in 3, 2, 1. Unfortunately, Mike, the people have spoken. Whilst you were along the right lines, unfortunately, our players, contestants, and contenders hold each other to the highest of standards. Unlucky. Your next question, ladies and gentlemen. Please finish this phrase. Don't judge a book by its. Annie M. Annie M has a comeback on her mind, a vision, a dream. Congratulations. You move into third place. Third place would give you 4 points in this current league, the Quiz FLO League. We have a number of new contestants tonight. The league table will have to increase. It goes live straight after the show, about half an hour. You can see it on the channel's posts and see where you sit in the league. The league will be between 8 and 16 games. Congratulations. Very well done. Very well done, Sammy. Annie M, staying in the fight. Ladies and gentlemen, didn't realize this was on tonight as part of the tournament. Mr. Charles, who finished second, holds the league position of second with 5 points at the moment. The post went live this morning, ample time to view and to attend and be here for kickoff. As you know, the game is still open. You simply have to be first on the board to take the points. We currently have Bethany and DeGen in first and second, Annie M in third, Red Kerning in fourth, sorry. There are still 2 spots available. Welcome in. Welcome in, Charles. It was a pleasure hosting you. You're currently in position 2. You are in danger, however, if the scores remain the same, of dropping to 4th, should you not pick up any points this game. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. What is the term for a group of lions? What is the term for a group of lions? The correct answer is pride. Who do we have first? On my feed, I have Bethany. Could we please confirm? Bethany. Congratulations. Another point to your tally, another feather in your cap. Trippy. I haven't heard from Trippy as yet. I haven't heard from Trippy as yet. Potentially. I think she's tuning in from the States. So it still might be a bit early where she is. But yeah. Anyway, I digress. Back to the game at hand. Points are still here for the taking. The league table will be redefined in what is round 2 of the FLO Quiz League game tonight. The points matter as we move towards the tail end of the season. Get ahead now. Give yourself a chance. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. Who was the 16th US president? Who was the 16th US president? Answers close in 4, 3, 2, 1. The correct answer is Abraham Lincoln. DeGen, I think you beat the buzzer. Unlucky Annie with Roosevelt, Fitzgerald, Bush, JFK. Brother said Vince. The Vince walk. DeGen, congratulations. The point goes to you. How you doing, Mr. Qureshi? Welcome in. Hope the day's been good. What does the word onomatopoeia mean? What does the word onomatopoeia mean? The same sound as a word. Correct, Mr. Qureshi. You move into joint fourth place. Your next question, ladies and gentlemen. Please explain to me what is meant by deforestation. Please explain to me what is meant by deforestation. Cutting trees down. Crunchy is on the board. Congratulations. Crunchy biscuits, well done. Been a long time coming. Annie M would like a dispute. Do you believe that you said the answer first, Annie? If so, I'll put it to a vote. For the people, by the people. Crunchy has said he doesn't want to be in donating. Crunchy, you will be awarded the Fair Play Award for gentlemanly conduct. Congratulations. Yesterday, Mr. Arif took it for his continuity, his desire to keep the game flowing. Crunchy biscuits, before you donate your point, let me just remind you that you are able to give your point to anybody on the current scoreboard. Annie, Dejen, Bethany, Red Kerning, Hassan. Who would you like to give the vote to? The point goes to Annie. Annie, congratulations. You moved to 3 points. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. Please finish the phrase. Practice makes. Charles. I have Charles on the board. Congratulations. Does anyone wish to dispute that? Crunchy, would you like to take the position of third official this evening? Your fair play, gentlemanly conduct, an all-round sense of justice makes you an apt candidate for this role. Should you wish to take on this great responsibility, It would be a pleasure. Observe. Purely here for observation. A key component of critical thinking for one to observe for themselves and come to their own conclusion by a way of inductive reasoning. Your next question, ladies and gentlemen. Name a piece of legislation. Name a piece of UK legislation. What a beautiful answer. I'm interested to see what people say here. Human Rights Act, the right to work. The Third Amendment is the US. The Equality Act, 2010. The Equality Act, 2010. Any others out of interest? Interesting to see what pieces of legislation people know. Landlord and tenant, road traffic, or the Equality Act. A number of different sections spanning discrimination, particularly important for employers. Health and safety. Wonderful answers. Wonderful answers. Ladies and gentlemen, Bethany Hills moves to 7 and joint first with DeGen. Congratulations. Your next question, ladies and gentlemen. Please name one of the types of legislation. There are 5. Please name one. Answers will close in 3, 2, 1. We do have a correct answer. We do, I think, have a correct answer. We do see a fewer answers, and the questions are a little bit obscure for search engine or AI. Mr. Qureshi, congratulations. Qureshi is on the board in 1 point. We have a number of players now vying for the top 6. Annie, DeGen, Bethany, Red Kerning. Sorry, Hassan Qureshi is already on the board. Move your tally up. Crunchy donated his point. Charles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 players, all eligible for points. We have a couple of joint positions. At the end of that, should the scores remain the same, we'll go into a golden goal scenario where you can decide 2nd and 3rd, 3rd and 4th, 5th and 6th, if the points are tied. Your next question, ladies and gentlemen. Please, in your own words, in the quickest format, describe to me something that contributes to global warming. Something that contributes to climate change. NEM, fuel. We'll take that. CO2, greenhouse gases, smoke, fossil fuels, the burning of fuel, fossil fuels. Ice caps melting, that's definitely a result of that, of climate change. Humanity, humans. Probably the most accurate answer. Humanity, our species, harvest a lot of our Earth's natural resources. And of course, Taylor Swift's private jet. We had the answer yesterday. Who won the Nobel? Who was the first female to win the Nobel Peace Prize? Someone wrote Taylor Swift. I fear it's going to be an ongoing joke amongst us. But it's good because it always makes me chuckle. Ladies and gentlemen, wonderful answers. All correct. Annie, you take the points. You move to 4. Your next question, ladies and gentlemen. If you were going outside on a cold day, what might you wear? If you were going outside on a cold day, what might you wear? Cost is obviously a typo from coat, I'm assuming. Degen with jacket is correct. All correct answers, coat and boots. Hoodie, all correct. All great answers. We have Degen, who moved to 7 points. Congratulations. Tying things up with Bethany. The first to 9 will win. Unlucky with a typo. Annie is first on mine with hat. We'll put it to a vote. For the people, by the people. Please cast your votes. You have 4 votes for the last correct answer. Annie with hat. Do we have any others? It's 100% with Annie. Votes will close in 3, 2, 1. Maybe I've checked Miss Danny. Hold on, let me have a look. Annie has misspelled. I have HAS for Annie. Two typos. One from Annie and one from Bethany. Is that correct? Yeah, it's my bestie's birthday. Absolutely. You have hat with a T? You HAS on my side. The point goes with Annie. Annie moves to 5. Congratulations, Annie M. First to 9. Your next question, ladies and gentlemen. It does say it. Does anyone else have HAS on their side? We move on. Your next question. What might you use to see distant objects clearly? What might you use to see distant objects clearly? Binoculars, telescope. Annie moves to 6 points. Top 3 is going to be interesting. To Jen, Bethany, and Annie. Binoculars, telescopes. It still amazes me that if someone was looking at us from a distant planet or distant galaxy, that they would be looking at the Earth however many light years away they are. You know, if they were a million light years away, they'd be seeing the Earth a million years ago, maybe looking at the dinosaurs or something. Insane. Insane. But yes, binoculars, telescope, all great answers. I think NASA have launched a few recently, scanning different galaxies, looking for habitable planets. Amazing, amazing. Of course, to have a telescope that powerful, it will be absolutely monumental. So monumental, in fact, that it would collapse on itself and create a black hole. So maybe not a great idea, but the theory is correct. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. Finish the phrase. Absence makes the heart grow. Fonder. Annie. We have 3 people tied for first. This is round 2, a league game. All 3 players are not currently on the board. This league table is going to need some changing and updating, but that's a problem for me to worry about. As for you, contestants and contenders, 6 points is on the cards for first place. We currently have Annie, DeJen, and Bethany all tied for first. Who will cross the line first? Annie, on a streak. Game on. Credit to you. Credit to you. I love the determination, the spirit. Truth seeker, stick around. We'll see what we can do. Only for you. Truth seeker, only for you. We'll see what we can do. For now, We have what will be a grandstand finish. Your next question. Think hard. Be accurate. What might cause tides on Earth? What might cause tides on Earth and why? The gravitational pull of the moon, a tsunami. A tsunami would create a wave, absolutely. The ground breaking, causing a wave, the pressure. Tectonic plates, yeah, exactly. Movement, any kind of movement. Wind can cause waves, right? The rotation of the Earth, potentially. But absolutely, the moon's gravitational pull is directly associated with the tides on Earth. Amazing how our world is put together, right? I wonder how many asteroids the moon has stopped us, has saved us from. I wonder how many asteroids the moon has saved us from. Honestly, just get a telescope, have a look whenever you get a chance. Unreal, unreal. They say the history of the moon was an asteroid hit the Earth and a bit of the Earth broke out. Obviously, went into the Earth's gravitational field. We're all cut from the same cloth. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. What might cause, sorry, my apologies. What about my moon point? Crunchy Biscuits got the answer. Who'd you donate it to? It is a full moon tonight. You put it to Bethany. Bethany moves to 8 points, one away from victory. Ladies and gentlemen, aside from Bethany, anyone in the chat needs to get this to keep the game alive. Should Bethany win, Annie and Jen would go into a battle for second place, second and third. Hassan would take fourth. And Charles and Red Kerning would battle out for sixth. What word can be made out of rearranging the letters in listen? Name a word you can make from rearranging the letters in listen. Silent is correct. You could have had list. You could have had sit. You could have had 10. Silent is correct by rearranging all the letters in listen. Congratulations. Hassan takes it to 3 points. Name a type of renewable energy. Name a type of renewable energy. Wind. That was quick. Yes, Bethany, congratulations on taking the win today at 9 points. Bethany is first with 6 points. Well done. Congratulations. The game, however, is not finished. You will be added to the leaderboard. You will be in joint first position. Congratulations. Sword on mine. Okay, so we've got a decision between Dejen and Bethany. Is that correct? Do we have a decision between Dejen and Bethany? You can't write this. You can't make this up, Bethany. You can't make this up. I feel for you. Unfortunately, emotions have been left at the door. We very much rely on the facts and the vote of the people. Please cast them now. How you doing, Hodge? Welcome back. How's things? We have 6 votes, overwhelmingly. 7. Any final votes? This could decide the fate of the game. Absolute landslide. First past the post. Dejen, congratulations. You moved to 8 points. 1 away from victory. Doing well, thanks, Miss Hodge. Doing very well. Of course, wind is a renewable, clean, and sustainable source of energy that will never run out. We rotate on our axes. Hopefully that continues. Otherwise, we'd be in big trouble. But yeah, an absolute infinite resource. Your next question, ladies and gentlemen. On a plane, you will find a black box. What color is the black box on a commercial plane? Answers will close in 3, 2, 1. There are no correct answers. They are normally colored orange. The black box will contain the recordings of pilots, the communications. They are normally exactly, Annie, orange for visibility. So in a wreckage, it can be easily identified. Your next question, ladies and gentlemen. Spamming colors. Guessing is a strategy. But not one that will fare you well in this latest endeavor of the FLO Quiz League. Ladies and gentlemen, in your own words, describe to me aerodynamics. How would you describe aerodynamics? Slick shape for movement. Potentially. Hassan, I think more accurate with the smoothness of airflow. Good night, Sammy. Appreciate you. Tune in later. I'll be on live in a couple of hours. Aerodynamics studies how air moves around objects, influencing speed, stability, and control by managing 4 key forces: lift, weight, thrust, and drag. That is why there is always a cruising altitude of an airplane. It's also why if you drop a penny from a building, the speed will not continually increase. The drag will steady its descent. I'm going to put this one to a vote. They're both. Let me just describe. Let me just describe this. These kind of questions describe in your own words is exactly that, right? It also limits the ability of someone just using AI. And I thought it might help us all use our brains and our logic a bit more when giving an answer. That's the idea of these describe in your own words. It's just to help us think and, use a bit of logic, and also make it more memorable for you. I feel like no one got it. Deny, blame AI. No one got it? For a quiz is wild. Yeah, you'd be surprised, guys. I'm sure someone's got Alexa, and, just listening to me. Yeah. I'd have to say, personally, I'd agree with Hassan's assessment. Lamborghini, yeah, Lamborghini has some aerodynamic features, but it's, again, that's the design. Exactly. Yeah, I'm stuck. I'm stuck with this one. We're going to go for I like both your answers. I like both your answers, to be honest. Bethany or Hassan for their description on describing aerodynamics. Scroll up in the chat, please. Have a look at the question, the answer. The answer was describe aerodynamics. Bethany's answer was it's about. Bethany's answer was slick shape for movement. That is Bethany's answer. Mr. Qureshi's answer was smoothness of airflow. Overwhelmingly, people are voting in favor of Hassan. The votes will close in 3, 2, and done. Congratulations to both of you on 2 fantastic answers. Hassan moves to 4 points. Ladies and gentlemen, your next question. Spell Wednesday. Spell Wednesday. We have a new player. AS. You have the option. You can be on the board, or you can donate a point to someone of your choice. AS. My apologies, Renisha. Unfortunately, there is nothing I can do as it relates to the latency of the internet. Yourself and Bethany both need one more. AS in my feed got the correct answer first. Yeah. AS dash ZC5WV. You can go onto the board with a point, or you can donate that point. We will move on to our next question. Should AS not respond in 3, 2, next question, ladies and gentlemen. Unlucky has what? Sorry. We have Mr. Beza, a late arrival. Mr. Beza finished in 5th in the first league game with 2 points. AS just came to watch the world burn, ladies and gentlemen. Your next question, contestants. Name a product that uses oil. Name a product that uses oil. Someone had to say baby oil, didn't they? With everything that's going on in the world, you had to go there, Mr. Beza. You had to go there. You had to go there. But all correct answers. Amazing how many things oil is used in. Yes. Bottles, synthetic fabrics, lipstick, aspirin, asphalt of roads, tires, dashboards, keyboards, TVs, remotes. But we must address also, look at the issue of single-use plastics, right? There is an argument that oil is so deeply engraved in our society that it would be impossible to really halt that process. But single-use plastics, I heard a woman speaking in Congress about it, made a very good point. Single-use plastics, plastic water bottles, things like that, contribute heavily to the degradation of our environment. Hassan, first for you. Congratulations, Hassan. You moved to 5 points. But let's not silence the point. Oil is used in thousands of everyday products. The scores as it stands, the Jen and Bethany, for what it feels like an eternity, are still in first place, joint. Annie in second with 7. Hassan on 5. And a couple of players on 1. In your own words, describe to me how you would help the environment. Describe to me how you would help the environment. Don't worry, Trippy, you'll be missed. Reduce single-use plastic. Renewable energy. Plant trees, the Amazon, and deforestation, where Amazon is also known as the lungs of our planet. The lungs of our planet. Imagine that. Influencing people. Yeah, I agree. It will take a communal, worldwide effort, wouldn't it? I would walk instead of using a car. We can do these individual, we can have individual habits that we do to help our planet and help with the future of it. Absolutely. I like that answer. Did you know the most oxygen is used by phytoplankton? Phytoplankton, yeah. It's been here long before us. Yeah, it's actually what gave the Earth oxygen, if I'm phrasing that correctly. Now, who do we have with the correct answer? Bethany Hills, recycle. We'll accept that. We'll accept that as the answer. We take forks in the road, a door, and we ask people their opinions. It alleviates the use of AI, gets people thinking, makes it more memorable. You come to a fork in the road, take it. With that said, Bethany, absolutely phenomenal performance this evening. Truly, truly, truly a superb individual effort. Fantastic answers, fantastic accuracy, and fantastic all-round person. Congratulations, Bethany. Would you agree the road of redemption is now complete? To Jen, you finish in second with 5 points. A very confident start. Unfortunately, Bethany and Annie came back with a vengeance. Nonetheless, no disgrace in finishing second on the podium. In third, we have Annie M on 7, who takes the 4 points. In fourth, we have Mr. Hassan, who takes 3 points. If Charles is still with us, Charles Red Kerning take 5, a joint 5th. If Charles or Red Kerning are still here, you can play for 5th. If not, the point will go to Charles as a previous player of the first round. Charles takes 5th with 2 points. Ladies and gentlemen, your final question. Should one of today's winners answer correctly first, they will get to choose who takes the point. You play for 6th place. The final question of the evening. Beza, you could get on the board. You'd be the only player who would add to their tally from the first league game. Adore, who won the first league game. Not a describe question. The questions will cover an array of topics, a multitude of themes. The third official and the quiz will not be slandered or swayed in our original course of action by this subjective whiff-waff that we have in the chat. Your next question, ladies and gentlemen, for the final point of the quiz. If 5 people can paint 5 walls in 5 hours, how long will it take one person to paint 1 wall? The correct answer is 1. Adore, you add to your tally of yesterday and remain in first place with a clutch answer, an injury time winner. If 5 people can paint 5 walls in 5 hours, how long will it take one person to paint 1 wall? Adore, congratulations. You maintain your top league position. The correct answer is 5 hours, yes. The correct answer is 5 hours. Each person is responsible for 1 wall. So that if it's then 5, then truth seeker. Truth seeker. Truth seeker takes the points. Is it truth? Trippy, our esteemed third official, we need not see any more responses in the chat. The scales of justice are always in good hands when you are in our company. Truth seeker, congratulations. You take the final point. Ladies and gentlemen, the league will be updated. This is a league game. To recap, Bethany, congratulations. Top finish. Closely followed. Admirable efforts by Dejen and Annie. Hassan in 4th. Charles in 5th. And Truth Seeker taking the final spot with 1 point. Charles now goes top of the league with his 2 points as he finished 2nd yesterday. Absolutely. You're in the league. The league table will go live on the post, on the YouTube post in about an hour's time. Check back tomorrow. Everybody, great game. Hope you laughed, learned, had some fun. If you wish to stay on, we can chill, we can talk, we can do some quick fire rounds. But that was the league game. When is the next one? Please keep a lookout on the posts. Go on my channel. It'll be in the next few days. The league started yesterday. The official league standings are as follows on the YouTube post. The league started yesterday. It'll either be 8 or 16 games. We're thinking maybe 2 games a week. So we had one yesterday, one today. 8 or 16 games, still yet to be decided, depending on how many players we get coming through the doors. First place will get 6, second 5, third 4th, third, second and 1. At the end of the season, we'll tally things up. We'll look at things like who struck first, how many podium finishes, top 6 finishes. And before I forget, who got the Fair Play Award tonight? Can anyone tell me who received the Fair Play Award? Crunchy. I forgot to mention Crunchy Biscuits, the Fair Play Award, donating a point. It was crucial in the end. Stay tuned, guys. It'll get good. League table will go up in the next couple of hours, maybe tomorrow morning, something like that. As always, a pleasure. Have a good morning, afternoon, evening. Good night.